Hi, I'm Grace, and welcome to part 2 of Crocheting My Halloween Costume. As a bit of a recap, I'm making a clown costume this year. I am freehanding a dress, I am making the jester hat pattern by Vandal Yarns, and probably the ruffled clown collar by Hooker Corner on Instagram. In the last video, I started my dress, and I got through the waistband and a bit of the skirt, and then I ran out of yarn and I got really busy with work and editing, so I didn't get super far through the skirt, but that's okay. I express ordered more yarn and it came on Friday, so I can work on it over the weekend. It is now Sunday and I didn't work on it yesterday because I had other videos to edit and record and other just life things to do, I'm hoping I will finish the dress this week and start the jester hat by the weekend, hopefully. Fingers crossed, I'm really hoping here. I've gotta move quickly now because I have a lot going on this month. This is where I left off last week. I'm just gonna be attaching my new skein of yarn and continuing working my ruffle layers. So yeah, let's see how far we can get through that today.
But your food doesn't have to
everything to be done the way your mom does it, then go live with your mom.
Right. Yeah, there's no verdict because this was a recent post, but not wife material. I would pack my stuff and leave him to find someone just like his mom. This gives you the opportunity to find a real partner who loves you for who you are. Not overreacting, but end this relationship now. Someone said start calling him Oedipus and tell him he should go back to living with his mom because he's not ready forever.
That's a weird way to say thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah. Truly.
It's Monday and I'm currently on my lunch break. This is where I got up to last night. It's almost long enough to do a bit of a try-on. I think if I can get 4 more tiers done today, we can do a try-on and we can see what the coverage is like. I didn't get a chance to work on it this morning, but I'm going to work on it for a little bit now until I get back to work. Then I'll work on it again this evening. I don't know how I feel about this ruffle technique that I'm doing. It doesn't really look, the layers don't really look super ruffled. It looks almost ribbed. It reminds me of Zendaya's body armor skirt thing. Am I hallucinating that? Which I'm not mad about the effect. When I wear it, it's sort of gathered, which is still an interesting look, and it's still poofy and fluffy, which is what I was going for, so I think I'm gonna just have to commit to it. It's not ugly, so it's fine. It's just not really what I thought would happen, and I'm not really bothered to fix it, so oh well. Let me not waste my lunch break. I'm gonna get to work on this skirt dress thing.
Mr. Herrera, thanks for coming. Major Burke.
Who's this? I'm with the FBI.
Wait, what do we got here? 476.
What is it?
It's an ID number for a federal district judge. They stamp these on the files for every case they preside over. There's Michelle Clark. Do you know her?
No. She never said anything.
It is the next morning. I really didn't get to work on this as much as I wanted to yesterday. Sometimes life just gets in the way of things and I have to prioritize, work and looking after my dog and all that other stuff. And I had a yoga class last night with my friends, so I only did 2 ruffle layers instead of 4, but 50% is still a pass. But that's okay. I tried it on last night and it's still definitely too short, but I think I only need to do 6 more ruffle layers. That's 12 rows. Each tier of the skirt is 2 rows. I hope I can finish off the skirt tonight. I don't have any plans for tonight and I've woken up early, so hopefully I can do 1 ruffle layer this morning, hopefully 1 on my lunch break, and then finish off the rest tonight. But I'm gonna go have a shower and get dressed for the day, and then I'm gonna sit my ass on my couch and crochet my skirt for like an hour before I start work.
We're looking for unit R39. It is Jennings? Oh, forget it. He's the only one fighting against the stadium.
There is no stadium.
Exactly, because of Gary Jennings. Those children need a place to play.
All right, listen to me. If he is innocent,
Which he is.
then this won't matter.
It is 5 o'clock and I just finished work for the day. I managed to do one ruffle layer this morning, and then I didn't really get to work on it on my lunch break because work got kind of busy today, so I didn't really take much of a lunch break. I just kind of ate at my desk, but that's okay. I think I can still manage to do it tonight. I am home by myself with my dog, so I think I'll have plenty of time to hopefully finish out the skirt. That'll be great. I feel like I've just been stuck on this skirt for ages and it's taking so long, and I just want to finish the rest of it, you know? I just want to get started on all the other stuff and just trying to stay motivated because I'm on a time crunch and I really need this to be done by my first party, which is next Friday, I think. Maybe it's 2 Fridays away. Oh, it's next Saturday, actually. So, wish me luck!
Not quite. Guess you're expecting someone else. Shoot this man.
Okay, again. Over there. Go.
Told you shouldn't have the job.
So damn hot. Such a wonderful voice, and you, by the way.
Oh, you should see how she moves.
Hey, darling, you wanna come up?
A long, long time. Let us know.
Peter, you dance?
Oh, he's terrific. We took a salsa class last year.
Thank you. I'm gonna freshen this up.
Oh, my goodness. That's amazing.
Thanks.
Last night I tried on my dress and I estimated that I would need to do about 6 more ruffle layers, which is 12 rows total. And I've only gotten through 2 ruffle layers so far today, and I'm really hoping to get the skirt done, but I'm looking at the length and it's looking pretty long. I know it's supposed to be a dress, so I might be just, kidding myself a bit here, but I'm going to do a try on, and if it's long enough, I'll show you what it looks like so far and see how much further we have to go. Hopefully it'll be a little bit less than I thought and I can get it done tonight. This is what it's looking like so far. I was second guessing this ruffly layered thing I'm doing here, but I'm thinking it looks pretty good. I cannot turn around. I need to add just a bit more length before I can do that. But yeah, I'm really liking how it's laying, and it's very, stiff, which is what I wanted. I wanted it to hold its shape, and yeah, like I said, there's a little bit of wiggle room around the waist, but I'm thinking I can bring it in if I do a single crochet border around the top before I work up the straps. But yeah, I think I can get the skirt done tonight. I think I would want to do just 2 more ruffle layers instead of 4. I'll do 2, and then if I finish everything else and I decide I want to add more length, I will, but I think 2 more rows should be enough to keep things covered. And I can wear shorts underneath anyway, so. It's about 7:15 now, so I'm going to take a break, let my wrists recover a little bit, have some dinner, And then I'm gonna keep watching TV and crocheting with Pippin.
And sweeten the pot. Chick Wheelock, senior manager, he's going to be able to escalate their plan.
That means more blackouts. Backup generator. Downstairs. Let's get down there.
Where's the team?
On their way in.
Who are you talking to? The FBI. Of course. Perfect. Stanzler told you that Wheelock would be here to lure you out. Get to mine. I don't know about that. Good work. Hi. That's the generator back on.
I couldn't even be in the dark.
No.
In the ocean? Yes. This is big, guys.
Get the team together in the conference.
I talked to Neil first.
Thank you. Me too.
Speaking of research, take a look at this.
It is Wednesday today, and I did in fact finish up the skirt length last night. I think it's pretty good. Maybe I'll go back and add more when I finish the rest of it if I'm bothered, but I think it's pretty much exactly where I want it to be. I'll do a try on later, but for now I'm on my lunch break and I want to start working on the top half of the dress, you know, to make it a dress and not just a very high-waisted skirt. The first thing I'm going to do is I want to do a single crochet row all around the top of the waist. I think I want to alternate the colors to match up with the stripes. I think this will help me when I do the cup strap situation, because I think I am going to go with the opposite color cups instead of just having it the top of the dress be white. I think I'm going to do one side yellow and one side pink, or I can do single crochet rows to match up with the stripes the whole way up, and then as I do decreases it'll remove the stripes. I think that could be pretty cool. I'm still deciding, but I mean, I have to get started on it today, so you'll see what I end up doing. But yeah, I have like 20 minutes to sort of get some work done on this. I'm just gonna do the single crochet row and stare at it for a while until I decide what I want to do with the cups.
Cassette tapes. Who uses cassettes anymore?
You know what? You get a free bed and meals. Welcome to America. Come on.
This is Colin. Pop up in my earlier internet search.
And what is that?
That's that video that the fans.
I never got much radio play.
It's now nearly 6 o'clock. I finished up work about an hour ago, and I had done the row of single crochets at my lunch break, and I started working on the cups, and I wanted to go with the striped option where I continue the vertical stripes up along the top of the dress as well. But because I'm doing the cup in horizontal rows, I wasn't really able to do the stripes the same way as I did the body, and I had to carry the opposite color through the project, so it just didn't look very clean and I didn't really like it. So I ended up just scrapping that, and I'm working it up in solid colors. I'm going to do one side with a solid pink and then the other side with a solid yellow. That's alright, I'm okay with that. I still think it looks good. When I'm done, I think I'm going to do a border around each cup in the opposite color, maybe with bobble or picot stitches around the edge to make it a little bit more fun. I'm going to Luca's family's place for dinner tonight, so I don't know how much work I'll get done, but hopefully I can get a decent amount of progress done on the top section. We'll see.
Brain hemorrhages if taken with certain medication.
PNB figured they'd shut down Mendel and Helen and roll the dice on any medication still out there. Settling lawsuits with
it's off the market.
A woman like you shouldn't be surrounded by fluorescent lights and Old Spice. You are the best assistant I have ever had. I want you back. Whatever they pay you here, I will pay more than double. I don't need a byline from you. You should hire your old assistant back. She's the one who saved your life. I have a deadline. Goodbye, Helen.
It's amazing. Love inside. Take it with you. Come on. Where am I?
You in danger, boy.
It is 10 minutes until 10 o'clock at night, and I had made so much progress on the top before I sort of came to terms with the fact that she's just too skinny. Isn't that brilliant? That is not going to cover anything, and I appreciate the people who do their, sexy Halloween costumes, slutty Halloween costumes, but this is a little, a little too risque for me. So instead of acknowledging it at all and ripping it out, I'm just gonna do the other side, but bigger, and I'll rip this one out when the other side is done, and I'll actually feel like I've made progress. Because, I can't come to terms with ripping it out right now. That's where I'm at 10 o'clock at night. I thought I was going to get the top, or half the top done, but I'm not. It is 1 a.m. I'm not proud of this, but I finished one half of the top of the dress, which I am happy about, but it is 1 a.m. I haven't stayed up this late on a work night in quite a while, and I really wasn't intending to. I was just really disappointed how I messed up the other side of the top, and so I thought I just had to finish this side tonight in order to make up for it, but probably not the best, but it is much better. You can see the difference in the widths, I'll show you better tomorrow. I have got to go to bed, and I really hope I am not paying for this tomorrow morning. Good night. Alright, it's the next morning, and I am feeling pretty tired. Piponi is feeling very clingy today, so she's on my lap. But I stayed up till 1 o'clock last night, and then I woke up at 5:30 this morning when Luca left for work, and I just figured I should get stuff done if I'm awake. So I worked on editing a video and planning another video. I've just had a shower and some breakfast, so let's have a look at what I did yesterday. As I said, this side of the top of the dress was way too skinny to cover everything, so I was too upset and I didn't want to frog it, so I just did the other side how I would actually want it to be. You can see it's much wider, it tapers in more evenly, and I've done all the way up to the strap. I'm pretty happy that I got that done, even though I started at nearly 10 o'clock at night. I'll show you the difference between what I did before and what I did with this side. I've added an extra 5 stitches, which adds probably about an inch out this way. So the new top half, the yellow side is much wider, which is better, and I tested it last night, see how it goes, and it covers up pretty well, pretty much exactly the coverage I wanted, so good. I don't have to frog twice. Now I'm gonna frog the pink side, unfortunately, and copy what I did on the yellow side, which was, so I did about 32 rows just straight single crochet, and then every other row after the 32nd row I decreased on either side of the row. So I started with this decrease, single crocheted across, and ended with a decrease, and then the next row I just single crocheted all the way across and repeated that up until I had about 7 stitches left. And then I worked up maybe 5 rows before I decreased one more time to get 5 stitches across to make the strap the thickness I want. Because also I'm going to be single crocheting around the edge, so the strap will be even like a little bit thicker than this. So yeah, that's what I did, and now I'm going to do it again. My baby. Oh, what a baby. She's so cute.
Well, guys, I just did 2 more rows. Not bad. It is officially lunchtime for me, so I am going to go take a break, eat some lunch. And I also think that's probably a good point to wrap up this video. If you liked it, if you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me in the future. You can also subscribe to my friend there in the description down below. And that's all I've got for you. So we will continue our sweater adventure next time. Bye! Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Emma. I'm going to be talking about craft drama on here. If you are interested in hearing more about that, then hit the subscribe button. I just started this channel. This is my first video, so welcome. Today we're going to be talking about your decorator. I think I first saw her with the cereal bowl thing, and I saw she crochet as well. You might also recognize her from the strawberry triceratops that she made a while ago.
Second spaghetti pile for this series. Very sad, very sad. Hipponi, what do you have to say? Hipponi does not like frogging either. I have worked on my dress a decent amount today, which was great. The cups really don't take very long, so I was able to finish the pink one in my lunch break at work, which is great. And then after work, I decided to do like a bobble stitch border around the top. I started doing this bobble stitch border around the edge, which I really like the look of. And I did it in the opposite color, as you can see. You also may have noticed I ran out of the pink yarn just before I finished doing the border, which really sucks because that's all I had of that pink yarn. I really just wanted to get it out of my stash, and now I'm going to have to buy a whole new ball of that pink color. I mean, maybe I can include it in my jester hat to try and use it up or something, but it's a little annoying. What can you do? It's okay. Let's do a bit of a try on. I'll show you what it looks like on. I think it looks really good. There's a couple of little things I did to make it fit better, and there's a couple of things I'm going to do to make it fit better. We'll discuss that once I have it on. This is what it's looking like so far. I was so close to getting it done today, but I ran out of this hot pink yarn. So I didn't get to finish the bubbles around the top, which is kind of sad. But other than that, the dress is mostly done. I just have like a bunch of ends to weave in. I added a little sort of mini drawstring tie around the top of the waist to sort of cinch it in, which worked out better than I thought it would. I thought it would be really noticeable and scrunchy looking, but I only really used just one strand of the same yellow cotton yarn that I used to crochet the thing. So Yeah, it actually blends in really well. You can't even really notice it unless you like look at the tie at the back, but I don't really care about that. Yeah, it's looking pretty much how I wanted it to look, which is great. So yeah, I think I am happy with the skirt, even though it's not really what I thought it would look like, but I think it's still pretty cool and has a lot of volume and texture. So in the end, that's really what I wanted. I'm going to have to go to my local yarn store on the weekend to pick up another ball of this pink yarn, which is so annoying. Also, I'm going to add like a little sort of tie here to like pull the bottom in. I should have done like a 1-stripe gap in between the 2 cups instead of a 2-stripe gap, even though it kind of looks better in terms of color placement, but it's a little far apart for my liking. So I'm just gonna add like a little tie at the bottom of the cups to kind of just pull them in and make sure it doesn't, make sure the C doesn't part. I will just do the finishing touches over the weekend, finish off the bobble border thing, and sadly weave in all my ends. I have exactly 1 more week to finish this costume, so I'm gonna get started on the jester hat either tonight or tomorrow, I think. Or maybe I will weave in my ends tonight and tomorrow and get started on the jester hat over the weekend. We'll see what I feel like doing. I really hope you can see my earrings, because they are the most beautiful things I own right now. I got them from an alternative market a few weeks ago, and this is my first time really pairing them with an outfit. Anyway, it is 6 p.m. on Friday, and I didn't do any of what I said I would do yesterday. Instead, I woke up at 6 a.m. and started editing this video. And on my lunch break, I was also editing this video. I just got done finishing it all up now. So I didn't do any crocheting today, but that's alright. Luca just got home and Pippin is very excited.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
She's very happy to see you.
Shimmy.
She's a good dancer.
She is.
She's the best.
You look beautiful. You look stunning.
Thank you.
The package came.
Yes, it did. That's gonna be all for this week's video. Part 3 will be doing the finishing touches on the dress, so weaving in the ends and doing the bobbles. Also, it'll be starting and finishing the jester hat pattern, and we'll see if we can get some time to try some of those makeup looks that I mentioned. That's all I've got. Bye!